It is the view of many educationalists that the country's education sector is facing a decline when considering the many problems that arose in the sector in the recent past.
Now they point out that given the situation, the country's future is very bleak.
Educationalists point out that with free education that was introduced by the late CWW Kannangara, the country embarked on a new social and economic path. Free education, which came into being in several steps, has evolved into its present state. Parents began to compete with each other to make sure that their child gets a spot in one of the popular schools in Colombo, including Ananda, Nalanda, Royal, Thurston, Isipatana, Visakha, Devi Balika and St. Thomas's, Mount Lavinia. With schools like Mahinda and Richmond colleges in Gaul, Rahula and Sujata colleges in Mathura, Trinity, Dharmaraj and Kingswood colleges in Kandy and Malideva College, Kurunegala becoming more and more popular, the concept of popular schools that was limited to Colombo moved onto the provincial level. Many governments present and past took measures to ensure that all schools in the country have the necessary facilities. The creation of national schools, Navodaya schools and the 1000 secondary schools program are some of the examples. Though the government took many measures to uplift the country's education sector, many problems arose in the recent past. The problem of the Z-score figures that were issued with 2011 advanced level examination is one of the main problems. The problem was eventually resolved after it was taken to the Supreme Court. There were allegations that the 2012 scholarship examination paper reached students before the exam. After it was proven that a part of the science paper of that year's ordinary level examination was leaked before the exam, the Education Ministry decided to award all students who sat for the examination with the 19 marks that was allocated for the section of the paper that was leaked. Meanwhile, news of another examination paper leak was reported from the Ranabima Royal College in Ganora. Several sets of selection test papers set for those students who are to enter the school for grade 6 in the year 2014 were leaked before the exam, and a group of officials of the Ministry of Education of the Central Province faced allegations that they were behind the leak. Political influences on the education sector too increased in the recent past. A Northwestern Provincial Councillor was charged with making a teacher kneel before her class at the Navodaya Mahavidyalaya in Navagate Gama. Meanwhile, news of a protest commenced by a teacher at a popular school in Colombo by scaling the roof of a school building was also reported by Newsfirst. An incident where a student stole 8 coconuts to pay for the painting of a school caused a furor in the country. Accordingly, a circular was issued preventing the schools from collecting money from parents for various ventures. Enrolling students to grade 1 is a grave problem in the education sector at present. Many charge that school principals have bowed to money in this case. The above allegations are given further weight considering the fact that the highest number of bribery-related complaints last year are from the education sector. It is the view of many parties that the reason behind problems arising in the education sector at various times is the absence of a stable national solution. Because education policies change as ministers change with the change of governments, is it possible to create a generation that can be entrusted with the future of this country? There is an unwritten system of laws on education that were not compiled in the first instance. Every sector has traditions that have built up over the years. In truth, these protect the respective institutions. Now professionalism is in decline and this symptom is evident even among those responsible for administration. People who are involved in this must have a feel for it. Education is a major investment for the future of the country. If this investment is not carried out properly, then there will be major issues in this sector. If more attention is paid to this, then although we may not be able to restore the education sector to where it was, we will at least be able to apply some kind of solution. We need to work with this understanding.
පිළියමක් යොදන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා ඒ පිළිබඳ අවබෝධයකින්